Hi, welcome to the project at Utah Valley University. We are Ambat Outdoor Adventure Center, and here's what we have to offer.
We have over 25 routes on top rope and lead, and we do occasionally have some boulders. The first thing you'll need to know to belay is that there's always two sides of the rope. We have this rope further away from the wall, and this is going to be the belayer side.
And this one's for climbing. This one will have your figure 8 knot.
The first thing we're going to do is teach you how to tie that figure 8 knot. To tie a figure 8 knot, get enough rope so you can have one arm extended and one to your shoulder. I'm going to turn around so it's easier for you guys to view. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to make a little loop. We can envision this as some sort of alien head. And the third step we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around its throat. And then the last thing is we're going to stick it through its eye. This is a really good visual to learn how to do figure 8 knot. And if you do it right, it should look like this.
Okay, so once we get our figure 8 tied, we want to loop it through our harness. And we want to just trace our knot right back around. But from your harness, you want at least a fist from the knot. And once we trace around, come up, you want at least a fist minimum. 2 fists is way better. Now, way to double check this is that we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10.
Now that we've learned how to tie a figure 8 knot, we can learn how to actually belay. Here at the project, we offer 2 types of belay devices. We have our ATCs right here, and then we have our Grigors right here. They're often used for the same purpose, but sometimes it's easier to learn on ATCs. With ATCs, there's always going to be 2 parts to it. You're going to have this carabiner, which is what clips into the green loop on your harness, and you're going to have this belay device. If you look closely, you can see that the belay is asymmetrical, and one side goes up further than the other. If you turn it and look into the belay device, you're going to see these breaking grooves.
When we're clipping into our harness, we want to clip it in and have our grooves facing towards our dominant hand. And in this case, I'm right-handed, so we want the grooves facing towards our right.
Once your belay device is oriented towards your dominant hand, you're going to take the belay end of the rope and make sure that this tail end is the part that gets pinched against those teeth. What I like to do is I like to take my thumb and my pointer finger and pinch it in from there. You'll know that you did it correct because it will look like it's pouring out the end of the rope like water. The last step in setting up your belay device is taking the carabiner through that rope as well. You're going to want to make sure that your carabiner is attached to your harness and that your carabiner also goes through both the belay device and the rope. The system we use here is called PBUS, which stands for pull, break, under, and slide. And I'm going to give you a close-up of what each of those steps look like. First step for pulling is to have our dominant hand on this break rope. We're going to pull upwards and downwards at the exact same time. The second step in PBUS is to break. So we're going to break with our dominant hand. The next is U, as we're going to go under with our non-dominant hand. And then S stands for slide. So we're going to slide our dominant hand back up towards the top, and we're going to be right back where we started. What this will look like is pull, break, under, slide, pull, break, under, slide. Once you're all set up, you're going to want to make sure that you have all the slack taken out, just like that. And then before you let your climber climb, you're always going to make sure that everything is set up correctly. You want to make sure that everything in the belay device is oriented and clipped in right, and also that the climber has counted 10 ropes on their knots.
All right, climbing. So when you're ready to come down, you just want to let your belayer know to take. That means they take all the slack out and you're ready to sit back into your harness. Right, take.
Once your belayer is ready to come down, you're going to put both hands on this bottom break rope and your elbows out straight. And you're going to use a shuffling method through the rope, making sure that your hands never actually leave the rope.